You're no, bro. Coffee time. No, bro. Just uh, I just woke up. No. Hey, hi, developer. What's up, bro? Lokesh, what do you think of the thumbnail? This thumbnail is pretty cool, right? I did not want to change anything, so I've kept the same for this series. What do you, just opening this so that I can answer questions here, attaching some of the links in the stream. Mhm. What are you doing? Let's introduce yourself. Sure, bro. My introduction is here. So just for you, I'll give the introduction. So uh, I am currently working at Microsoft. I have more than 2000 rating on LeetCode. Last year I went on a switch journey and then I was fortunate enough to receive 10 job offers. So I do live streams every day where I take up some questions and then also help everyone, whoever I can, to best of my knowledge. And then after that, I do DSA at night. And then on weekends, I do LLD. So this is going to be design Uber, as you saw on the thumbnail. The thumbnail is regarding Uber, right? So we are going to do like learn. I am also going to learn. So if you are new to this stream, probably you should also consider watching some of the videos like this, and then let's say you just want to learn LLD. So we did Amazon's design. Uh, so this is like from last week. So now it is Uber's turn, right? So now developer, your turn to introduce yourself, bro. Over to you. And just another thing, if you guys find this stream helpful, feel free to like it. Pomodoro study with me. Hello, hello, hello. Like those who watch regularly, guys, please consider liking. You guys also don't like. Either you don't like me or what? You are saying that why this guy comes every day and then cool guys. Bro, introduce yourself. You did not introduce, like you did not tell your where you are, what you do. You're just saying that I've completed oops and all. Hari Krishna, you are a true person. Developer, my LLD playlist is very small, but if let's say you have never given LLD interview, what would be good for you is just give this video a watch. In this video, I have opened many people's eye. How do you answer LLD? And myself, I have given more than 15 LLD interviews, so you will learn quite a few things, I would say. So we are 5 minutes into the call, guys. Although we don't have many people watching, but that is not the aim of this stream. Uh, this stream is to learn and grow. So whoever is watching, whoever is coming new, please refer the. Let me put that in comment. Hey everyone, whoever, not whoever, anyone joining new, please refer the whiteboard on the right and more info here. Nice, nice. How much experience you have, Kishore? Which year pass out you are? You are new to the channel? Did you come first time? Oh, I have pinned the message. So with that, let's get started. So we are going to follow the same things. Amazon is something we have designed. Let's design Uber now. In Uber and Amazon, just like that, we will have like Excalibur with everything. So let me open that. Uber.excalidraw. So nice and easy. Excalidraw is there on the right side. Let's zoom this. Make this little bit small. I need more space on the Excalidraw. So from Uber, we have to pick some of the things from Amazon. Damn it, bro. This happens all the time. I think there is a bug in Excalidraw. So this is happening like every time when I am like doing it. So I need this. Okay. So this is something that I personally follow, guys. If you find it helpful, feel free to use that. But if you don't like it, then feel free to ignore that, right? Now we don't need the code as of now. We only need this. So we are going to design Uber. Let's make it left aligned. This is will be more of learning session. So stream is going to run for I would say 4 to 5 hours at least. So brace yourself, guys. Uber with breaks. So I'll be taking breaks after every 35 minutes. That would be the thing. Can we do? Oh, no, bro, I cannot do that. I, I am a Java engineer, bro. I do coding in Java. I cannot do that in C, bro. But you can correlate it to C, right? That is like very simple to do that. Like Uber uh, or ride sharing app LLD learning session. Cool. So first thing first, as this says, right, if someone is asking you this question, you have to clarify the requirements. So requirement gathering. Is my font okay? Do we need to make the font bigger or anything? Let me know if my font is okay. I can make it little bit big. This thing is something doable. So requirement gathering, right? Now Uber is a big application. What we can do with Uber, right? What is something that we can do in an interview? It's okay, okay. Is Python accepted? Yes, bro. Python is very well accepted. So couple of things, right? What do we basically see in an Uber's interview? What do we know in an Uber's interview? Like what do we know about Uber, right? We know that there is a rider, right? You can request rides. Drivers can accept rides. So I always create like thoughts section on the right. Let's do that also. So we know that there is a rider which we are. There is a driver. Uh, then a rider requests for a ride. So rider can request for a ride. Rider can request for a ride from pickup location to destination of. Yes, this is first thing, basic. I opened Uber app, I can request a ride from pickup to destination. Now, driver can accept on rides. So there is a reason that I am making these things capital, right? There is a reason for that because this will become a class, right? Rides. So rider can request a ride, driver can accept a ride. What else? Then there has to be matching, right? System should be able to match the ride request. Yes. And also one more thing. So this is by dry ride. This is the basic part, right? So ride can be of various types, uh, like you can say auto, uh, bike. So let's call it bike, auto, car, right? Bike ride, auto ride, car ride. Just a mic check, guys. Am I audible? Am I audible or not? Cool, 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 cool. So I might look on the chat here and there, right? I might not be completely looking at the chat. So if you guys find me going on this portal, that means that I'm looking at the chat. But those are like HLD things, rider, like Lali Patak. Those we will not go into those details. Uh, but your point is valid. Your point is valid that after rider request price estimation page is shown, which is good for HLD interview. But in LLD, I would say that that is something we can decide based on the interviewer's feedback because in LLD we have to. But that's a good point. We can show that, but yeah, it is not going to be like screen by screen in this one. The rider can request for ride from pickup to destination location. Driver can accept and decline the available or shown rides. Ride can be of various type. Uh, Now system should match ride request with available drivers based on X factors. X factors can be proximity, how proximity, driver rating, etc. Right? Ride type, etc. Right? It could be lot of things. And then rider, or let's say system should payment from the right. System should accept payment from the rider. Branding. Before I do that, right? Fare of the ride based on the time, distance, and ride type, and system should accept payment. Right? Should be concurrent to handle multiple requests. Right? This is something like now we have more time, we are doing it slowly, but in interview, I don't think like one can come up with all of these. And also, I always feel that there is no right and wrong answer in LLD interviews. So just like Lali mentioned some of the things, right? So those also could be true, right, Lali? So there is no right or wrong. It is not like DSA whether you have hit or miss, right? Okay, so mhm. So requirement gathering looks solid. Then let's move to the next part. Okay. Identify entities, properties. So CPM, right? CPM. Classes, properties, and methods. Now I am saying it classes, but it might be enum, it might be interface. But CPM, it will help you. I am a big fan of abbreviations or short forms. These kind of things help you in an interview to stay attentive to CPM. So after requirement gathering, let's call this also maybe RG, requirement gathering to CPM, right? Kind of helps, right? Hey, hi Arshit, what's up? So if I have to just name some of the things, right? So there is a rider class for sure. There is a location. Let's go with rider, driver, and ride, location, right? Payment, right? Ride type, right? What else? What else you can see from here? Fare could be a class because it has some factors. But is it really worth it creating a fare class? But don't think so. So we can get rid of it. So rider, driver, ride, and then so these are, I think, some of the entities that feel like primitive, right? These will be not primitive, but like, and then you will have a ride service, and then ride service UI, just like we created in the application, right? So hey, hi bro, what's up? What's up? Now, this is something that you can just keep it here and then we can either directly move to the class diagram, right? There is, I think, no point of adding all the attributes here because either you will, now here, either I will be either diverting to the class diagram in an interview based on my experience, right? So you can see the third step. Like I have put in like identify the classes, properties and method. But this, I feel like properties and a method based on the interview, right? To check with the interviewer, I can put it again, right? So now is a deciding moment in an interviewer. So either I can go into a class diagram or I can directly go into implementation phase, right? Now let's say interview says that I need a working code, right? So then there is no point of writing all the values here, right? So in the same way, let's the interview say that, okay, bro, I need a class diagram. Then there is no point of writing the values again here, right? You straight away go to a class diagram. So what we have now decided is, bro, that is not my rating site, first of all, Rohit. So, so if you are not able to solve, then you need to start with some below rating, below your rating. It is always plus minus 100, and it is not my website. I don't want to take anyone's credit here. We will move to the class diagram. I don't follow like the terminology of class diagram like Excalibur. I rarely open that, but I'm good with this. I'll be doing class diagram also. I'll be using in Excalibur. So I think as long as you know the things, so this was Amazon's class diagram. I think it's pretty well managed. You have a clear boundary between your methods and your properties. So as long as you have that, the UML terminologies, that is okay. No one, I don't think so. If someone is expecting me to learn that, then that's a different case. But I have never seen like saying that because you can do this on a whiteboard in an office also, right? You won't have a draw.io in office. So this is like a whiteboard. Rohit bro, try to solve problems that are around your rating. If you're not able to solve those, then go below your rating. I am going to do class diagram, bro. UML, it will be like UML. Class diagram is also type of UML diagram only, right? Is it not? Is class diagram part of UML diagram? Like all the sequence diagram and all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Class diagram is part of UML diagram. There is no or, right? Class diagram is part of. Like we did this for Amazon, right? So let's get started for this. So we'll start with basic stuff first. Mm, Uber. So I have a which of these are primitive, right? So let's ride type I will do it later. Rider is a primitive value. Let's create a rider here. Rider. What all things rider will have, right? It will have a ID which will be of type UUID, right? I'll just say it out loud. And then rider will have a name, and then rider will have a, let's say, email. And what else rider needs to have? It's just like a customer in Amazon, right? We don't need to really put a lot of things in this. ID, name, email, uh, maybe phone number, right? Or email. So I'm using email as my uh, primary factor, but probably in this phone number makes more sense. But I'm going to use string only for that also. But it could be integer in actual case, right? Or we can keep it integer also. And then we would have some validations. Let's use this also. So integer UUID, right? Name will be of type string. This let's call it int, right? Now what else? What else writer needs to have? So when I open up, maybe payment methods. Yeah, one of the thing that it is good to have here is list of rights that it has already done. So one good or bad thing that we missed here was write status. So this is how I always do that, right? It will be hit and forth. So write status is a important thing that we missed there. And rider will have all of its rights, right? So how that will look? So that would look like um rights, and let's put it an array. So this will be of type right, right? And then you will have add right, right? Rights history also you can say rights history. Let's call it that. Ride history. Ride history is a better. So ride history is a keyword and it is of type array, right? And then you have add ride, basically as simple as that. This is a method and it is going to return void. Simple. This is how I think ride would look like. What do you guys think? Does it make sense? Very simple thing. So now this is how I also always like, if you feel to correct me if I'm wrong, right? I'm not any expert here. But if we try to compare this rider with our Amazon, right? Rider and Amazon are basically clear, uh, very clearly similar to our customer. So this is like exact copy of customer, right? That's how I feel like most of the designs. So once you like, you will hear this advice from a lot of people that if you can design one LLD of a thing end to end, you will learn a lot of things. UMLM is divided into two structure. One of them is structure is class diagram. They're different such that different people. Yes, yes. But yeah, class diagram is type of UML, right? So rider, right? And then we will now one more thing is that you can kind of do that, which might be a good idea is that probably we can use inheritance here, like inheritance maybe. Like we would definitely call it out in an interview that okay, I would have a person here because see ID is okay, name and phone number, right? These are two properties which will be there to both, and even ride history would be there to both. So you can do something like this, probably create a person or a user like this user, because see both of these are like human beings, right? So rider and user can be inherited from this. Do we need to make that call, right? Do we need to make that call here? Like, do we? But for now, I think it is okay if I keep it separate also. Uh, but that could be a good, good call out there, right? But here, I think it is okay if we keep. different. There is not much, only name and phone, right? Both are like small entities. We are not going to take so much time. And then driver is also going to have its vehicle mapping, right? Uh, so it's okay to keep it. Okay, so then this driver will have, so making a call here that, okay, let's add a note here, right? Uh, Rider and driver can be inherited from parent class if required. Notes can be or cannot be. Hello Piyush, hey bro, what's up? What's up? How much time one should spend on class diagram? Bro, it depends on your it depends on your interviewer. So if you see here, I've clearly mentioned check with your interviewer. There is some bug with Excalidraw. So I've clearly mentioned that check. In some of my interviews, I was only asked the class diagram. In some, I was asked the working code, right? So both of them are not possible. Both of them in one interview of 1 hour is not possible. That's what I feel. But feel free to disagree. Thank you, Piyush bro. Have fun, have fun. And then rider will probably have a location also, right? Or we could extract that logic outside, but let's go to the driver part of it. So again, you would have ID, you would have its name, you would have its phone number, and driver would have its location definitely. It's extension, bro. Mehda Chaudhary. And then driver status also will be there. Lali, nice, bro. Driver status would also be there. We need to know whether he's like in a ride or like he is looking for a ride. But yeah, these things are, I think, good enough. Again, this will be enum. And then you need to have some sort of vehicle, or you can just abstract because that is not important. You can just say that license, what is the license of the driver, and license would also be an item, right? Uh, License. Driver will also have license. On the rider side, we don't really need a license. And then for now, you can just abstract the information, like you would have a proper vehicle class also, like all the numbers. So you would have a vehicle class, but that is low priority. There is no point of like spending too much time, I feel like. You can just say that vehicle information, right? So on, like vehicle stuff, etc. This is good enough. Rider and driver. So the main thing that would be created out of these two would be ride, right? So one would be our ride class, and then we would be having payment class on the side, right? This would be payment interface. You would have a location mapping. I'm just putting all the IDs here because those are what I think it makes sense to have. Ride would have lot of things and it would have basically pointers from these, both of these two. Ride would have ID, uh, rider ID, driver ID. So this will be null if driver is not assigned to that ride. Then ride status, ride type, ride fare, just call it fare, right? Location could be simple, like you would have lat long, but I think we can just I'll make it very simplified. Maybe we can keep it lat long as double probably. Lat long double double. Yeah, bro, it is important. So I'll be taking a 5 minutes break, guys, because I don't want to continuously sit and trouble my health. So 5 minutes break is good enough. Shall we use access specified before every attribute? Bro, if you have time, you have to judge based on the time. In my of the interviews, there have never been enough time to like do these sort of things. You have to take that decision based on the time. How much time do you have in the interview? So we were at this ride, right? So ride status, ride type, uh, payment, draw, rider would also have a ride, like whether it has a ride or not. And then again, we would have like assign ride, have same thing. This also assign ride, and then based on all these getter setters, right? You would have like um is available, is driver available, just like the same thing, right? If it is available, you can assign him the trip, and then you can complete the trip, right? All the getters and setters basically. Uh, Getters and setters. Like if you make all of these private, then we are going to need getters and setters. If you don't make this private, then we are not gonna need this, right? So, and then let me put this here, and then we have a relationship between these basically. It kind of uses. So I think that becomes an association. So there is aggregation and compositions are different. This is just using it, right? One class uses another. Feels like association to me. I am not sure about the arrows though. So I'll be removing the arrows. Not sure about the arrows. And it is really hard to learn the arrows also. So feels like association. Is it right? Anyone in the chat knows that voice is not there? Hello, hello. My voice is not audible. Why we do not have any method and we do have, bro. See, these are the methods in the driver class. All of most of the methods would be getters and setters, bro, and then all of these. Like I think every time I feel like all of these things would have getters and setter, and then would have all the sign rights available. All of these things would be there. So, oh, congrats, bro. Bro, just like it will automatically come with practice, I think. Bro, this Scally draw is killing me. This bug, right? There is a bug. It never used to happen again. But for some reason, it is there on the website also, not just the extension. But if you zoom in completely, it kind of goes away. See, all of these, if you are having a driver status right now, you need to change the status. To change the status, you would be having complete right is available. Do a check. A sign right would mark this driver status. So let me create a driver status also here. Would be invite also. Bro, I was just thinking something. Uh, couple of options. Because there could be lot of things, right? I'm just thinking how we would, like, what all we would do in an interview, right? I'm just thinking from that perspective, and I have never been asked this question, but this again is a popular question, so probably just a learning exercise. Might come up in a Uber's interview though, but this ride service will be our main application, and this would have all the hash maps, basically everything. So it would have rides in a map format. This would be like map, and then riders, which is nothing but a user, right? Then it would have drivers, right? Then it would have this should be fine. Other function like getters and setters. I've just used a strategy pattern here, bro. This is a strategy pattern, and then we will use factory pattern. But other than that, I don't think so any other pattern. But and then you could use observer pattern here. But yes, those are couple of the. Factory DP. I don't even know what is factory DP, bro. You can use. There is no why can't we use. If it makes sense to you, you can use. But I always believe that there are only three to four design patterns which I am familiar with, right? Those are singleton, which we are going to use. Then there is strategy, which we are going to use, and then there is factory, which we can use to decide the payment strategy, right? That after that it becomes chaos, bro. So who said adapter? I did not say anything about adapter, bro. I don't even know how to implement adapter. Why can't we use factory? I told factory only, right? So factory here also I have said in Amazon's design also I've said the same thing. Use factory pattern to avoid this here. So adapter I don't even know. Adapter won't fit here. Adapter is when you want to like put a adapter in between two different functions probably which are not synchronous in these. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I only know four to five patterns, bro. If you see this, this is something that I have attached, and those are the only patterns that I go by. You cannot remember all of the patterns anyway. Maybe you can, but I cannot, right? So I only play around these patterns. Singleton, factory, observer, sometimes strategy or strategy or maybe state. These are the only patterns that I know. Decorator, I really like it. Decorator is again a very nice pattern. Composite is like composite is like when you have a file structure. This is also cool pattern. But other than that, bro, I don't really worry about what design patterns or not. These are the only things. But when you are appearing for interviews, then probably yes, you should know all of these patterns. Feel free to like the stream if anyone is new joining the stream new. But yes, this is only me playing around. Yeah, then lot of functions would be there, getters and setters, and then we will have all the in-memory databases there, and then you would have accept write, or you could make the accept write to a driver. That is some decisions that we can take. Request write would be going to this write service only. So, and then we would have like all the functions like, yeah, I think we can start coding. This is like, this is good enough diagram, I would say. I would say this is like 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 diagram. Because you would have all the functions like request, write. Bro, this is not visible. This font should be okay, right? Or is it like very small? This you don't mind. This is anyway just a stupid readme. Don't worry about that. Let's create some. Is this okay? But this is too big for me, bro. Let me check. For now, I'll just simply call it integer, but you guys should call these double. Saraj Chandra, bro, I was not speaking. Damn, bro, what really happened?